Continuing with our Virtues of Stoicism series, explore the power of ancient philosophy to build inner strength and resilience. Discover practical wisdom that can help navigate the challenges of the modern world. This video introduces timeless principles that can lead to a more fulfilling life. As a gentleman of distinction, where real men grow, evolve, and unlock their true potential. This channel is dedicated to helping you develop unshakable confidence, strength of character, and a masculine frame that demands respect. If you're ready to level up, let's build the man you're meant to be.
In a world filled with constant noise and distraction, have you ever wondered what it truly means to be unbreakable? To stand firm while others are swept away by chaos, anger, fear? This isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's about possessing an inner fortress, a quiet strength that commands respect without demanding it. It is the quality of a true gentleman, a man of distinction whose character is his greatest asset. This idea might seem old-fashioned, a relic from a bygone era. But the principles that build such a man are timeless, and they are more necessary today than ever before. True self-mastery is not a gift you are born with. It is a skill you forge in the fires of daily life, through deliberate practice, to unwavering commitment. This journey is not about radical transformation overnight. It is about a gradual, steady process of building virtue. The ancient Stoics knew this well. They taught that the key to a good life, a life of meaning and tranquility, was found within. It was about focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, and accepting what you cannot. This ancient philosophy is not just an intellectual exercise. It is a practical guide for living with purpose, dignity, resilience. The path to becoming this unbreakable man, this gentleman of distinction, is not a secret. It is not reserved for a select few. It is available to any man willing to do the work. The reward for this work is not fame or fortune, but something far more valuable. An inner peace that cannot be bought, a quiet confidence that cannot be faked. It is the freedom that comes from mastering yourself. In this exploration, we will unpack the foundational principles of Stoicism, not as dusty historical facts, but as living tools for modern self-mastery. We will break down this profound philosophy into 6 simple, actionable pillars. Each one is a step toward building a more resilient, disciplined, honorable version of yourself. We will not just tell you what to do. We will explain why each principle matters and how you can begin practicing it today, right now. There is a powerful promise we make to you. If you stay with us to the end, we will not only reveal these 6 pillars, but also provide a practical daily routine that ties them all together. This is the payoff, a clear, simple framework to begin your journey toward becoming an unbreakable gentleman, starting the moment this video concludes. The first pillar is reverence for the sacred. This does not necessarily mean adhering to a specific religion. Rather, it is about cultivating humility and awe before a greater order. This could be nature, God, the cosmos, a higher purpose, or the intricate laws of life. A true gentleman knows he is a small part of a larger, interconnected system. He's not the center of the universe. He is a participant with a role and a duty in harmony with the whole. This is the bedrock of Stoic tranquility. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, reminded themselves of their place in the cosmos. They sought perspective, not insignificance. Awe shrinks personal troubles and petty anxieties. Why does this matter for a man of distinction? Because reverence is the antidote to arrogance and ego. The arrogant man rages and blames. The reverent man pauses. He looks out at the city or takes a deep breath, acknowledging limits. Awe lets him step back from panic. It connects him to duty beyond career, enabling clarity, integrity, and care for the greater good. The awe we cultivate naturally blossoms into a deep and practical humility. This is not the false modesty of a man who downplays his strengths, but the genuine humility of a man who knows his true place. This understanding prevents him from becoming inflated by praise or crushed by criticism. His self-worth is not tied to the fleeting opinions of others, but anchored in his commitment to playing his part well. So, how do we cultivate this pillar in our daily lives? It begins with small, intentional acts of attention. Make it a habit to find one thing each day that inspires a sense of wonder and simply hold it in your mind for a minute. A second powerful practice is a morning reflection, rooted in gratitude for these larger systems. Before you check your phone or dive into the day's anxieties, take 3 minutes. Express gratitude for something in nature, something created by humanity, and for the people in your life who support you. To make this even more concrete, consider building a simple habit, a 5-minute nature pause each morning. The goal is not to think or to solve problems, but simply to be present and to witness the world as it is, independent of you and your concerns. By regularly connecting with the sacred, he builds an inner foundation that cannot be shaken by personal misfortune or public chaos. This is the first and most vital step toward becoming unbreakable. The second pillar on our path to becoming an unbreakable gentleman is emotional discernment. This is the ability to understand the message beneath an emotion without being swept away by its current. It is the crucial difference between feeling an emotion, anger, anxiety, and being ruled by it. A man who lacks this skill is like a ship without a rudder. The man who has mastered it, however, is the calm and steady captain who can navigate the storm, using the winds and waves to guide his vessel safely to port. The Stoics taught a powerful practice for this, viewing your emotions as if they were passers-by on a street. You can stand at your window and watch them go by. Anger, frustration, joy, sadness. You can acknowledge their presence, all without leaving your post and running into the street to join them. This mental distance is the key. It creates a space between the stimulus and your response. In that space lies your power to choose. Why is this so vital for a man of distinction? Because a man who can read and manage his own emotions is seen as formidable and, more importantly, trustworthy. In moments of crisis, people do not look to the most panicked person in the room for leadership. They look to the calmest. This is not about suppression. Suppressing emotions is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. Eventually, it will explode to the surface with even greater force. Emotional discernment is about processing, not bottling. A gentleman does not pretend he doesn't feel fear. He feels it, acknowledges its warning, thanks it for the information, and then takes the courageous action anyway. This internal mastery is far more impressive than a mere outward display of toughness. It is authentic strength. The most practical tool for developing emotional discernment is the conscious, deliberate pause. Your immediate instinctual reaction is often not your best one. First, name the feeling. This is anger. Second, quickly trace the trigger. Third, then ask what action is useful here. Not, what do I feel like doing? A gentleman asks, what is useful? Practical example, you're in a heated meeting. A colleague criticizes your work unfairly. Impulse, lash out. Instead, deploy the pause. Take a slow, silent breath. In your mind, this is humiliation. Trace it. His words implied I'm incompetent. Ask, what is useful? Lashing out escalates conflict and looks unprofessional. Useful action, calmly acknowledge the point. Suggest discussing details offline. By pausing, you retain dignity. You control the narrative. You demonstrate unbreakable composure on screen. Let's discuss the details offline after the meeting. We now arrive at the third pillar, a concept that lies at the very heart of authentic self-worth: private victories. These are the unseen battles you fight and win against your own weaknesses when no one is watching. They are the moments you choose duty over comfort, discipline over indulgence, integrity over convenience, without any hope of applause or recognition. These victories are profoundly important because they are entirely for you. There is no external validation to chase, no audience to impress. The only person who knows you, kept your promise to yourself, is you. This is precisely what gives them their power. When you choose to go for that run on a cold, rainy morning, you are not just exercising your body, you are exercising your willpower. You are casting a vote for the person you want to become. Each time you win one of these small skirmishes against laziness or vice, you strengthen the part of you that is disciplined, resilient, in control. These are the foundational bricks of your inner fortress. The confidence that emanates from a true gentleman is different from mere bravado or arrogance. It is a quiet, settled assurance that is not easily shaken. This kind of confidence is forged in the solitude of these private victories. Think of it like building a financial reserve. Every private win is a deposit into your account of self-trust. A man who consistently breaks his promises has an overdrawn account. He cannot truly trust himself. In contrast, the man who consistently makes the harder, better choice builds a vast reserve of self-trust. When a major challenge arises in his public life, he can draw upon this deep well of confidence. When you know with certainty that you have conquered yourself in the dark, you do not need the spotlight to feel worthy. He is the same man in the shadows as he is in the light, and this congruency is the source of his profound and unbreakable inner peace. To actively cultivate this pillar, you must be intentional. It starts by setting small, concrete tests for yourself. For 1 week, you might commit to taking a cold shower every morning. A powerful method for reinforcing these wins is to journal them. At the end of each day, take 2 minutes to perform a nightly audit. Open a simple notebook and write down one private victory you achieved that day. This act of writing it down acknowledges your effort and solidifies the win in your mind. Over time, this journal becomes a testament to your growing self-mastery. This ritual creates a feedback loop that strengthens your resolve. The desire to have something worthy to write in your journal each night can be the small push you need to make the right choice. By setting small, private tests, winning them, and logging them in a nightly ritual, you build, brick by brick, a character that is solid, reliable, and truly unbreakable. You become a man who has earned his own respect, which is the most valuable respect of all. We now arrive at the 4th pillar, a principle that supports all others: clean living. This is the deliberate practice of keeping your mind, body, and spirit free from corruption, addiction, and unnecessary clutter. The Stoics understood that our physical and mental states are deeply interconnected. A polluted body leads to a clouded mind, and a clouded mind makes poor judgments. A gentleman of distinction treats his body not as a mere vehicle for pleasure, but as a temple that houses his rational mind and his conscience. This concept extends far beyond just avoiding obvious vices. It encompasses the food you eat, the quality of your sleep, the information you consume, and even the company you keep. Think of your conscience as a pristine, clear lake. Every poor health choice, every piece of negative media consumed, every toxic interaction is like a drop of mud falling into that water. Over time, the lake becomes murky. A man who is chronically tired, overstimulated, and physically unwell will find it infinitely harder to practice patience, discipline, and restraint. Addictions, junk food, outrage media, validation on social media. These are all forms of slavery. They tether your well-being to external things, creating dependencies that weaken your resolve. By deliberately curating a clean and disciplined lifestyle, you sever these chains. You become the master of your own state, able to think and act from a place of clarity, strength, and inner peace. The first step is to conduct an honest audit of your inputs. For 1 week, simply observe and write down what you consume. At the end of the week, review your list and ask a simple question for each item. Did this make me stronger and clearer, or weaker and murkier? Based on your audit, you can implement simple, high-impact rules. Start with a weekly media fast. Choose 1 day a week or even just a few hours each day to completely unplug. The most powerful habit for clean living is the creation of a non-negotiable sleep routine. 1 hour before your designated bedtime, begin your wind-down ritual. This means all screens are turned off. Instead, use this hour to read a physical book, meditate, stretch, or journal. This signals to your body and mind that it is time to rest and repair. As a 1-week starter plan, commit to these 3 actions. First, create and follow a simple sleep routine. Second, plan and prepare at least 4 of your evening meals. Third, delete the single most time-wasting app from your phone for 7 days. We now arrive at the fifth pillar, a subtle yet immensely powerful principle, the art of restraint. This is the deliberate choice not to act when you have every ability and every right to do so, all for the sake of a higher good. In a world that often mistakes any action for strength, restraint is the quiet and confident power of withholding. A lesser man indulges his impulses. He vents his anger, spends his money, speaks his mind without filter. The gentleman, however, possesses the self-control to pause, assess the situation, and choose the wiser path of inaction when it serves a greater purpose. It is the ability to absorb an insult without retaliating, to feel a craving without indulging it, to have an opinion without needing to voice it. The practice of restraint directly builds your authority. When a man who practices restraint finally does speak, people listen intently because his words are the product of careful thought. A leader who listens more than he speaks makes his team feel valued. Silence is not an absence, it is a presence. Another powerful tactic of restraint is the deliberate delay. A simple rule: waiting 72 hours before making any non-essential purchase can be transformative. The same principle applies to communication. When you receive a provocative message, instead of firing back an immediate emotional reply, commit to waiting. A man who must always show his strength reveals his insecurity. The man who practices restraint needs no such proof. His control is internal and self-evident. To cultivate the art of restraint, you must practice it intentionally. One of the most effective ways to begin is through mental rehearsals. A concrete exercise you can implement immediately is the pause and choose method. When you feel the impulse, simply pause. Acknowledge the impulse without judgment, and then consciously choose to withhold the action. You can also practice restraint in your daily routines. Try practicing periods of silence during your day. Eat one meal in complete silence. Let someone else be right, even if you know they are wrong. A gentleman understands not every hill is worth dying on. He conserves his energy, his focus, and his willpower for the things that truly matter. We have now arrived at the sixth and final pillar, the one that ties all the others together into a cohesive whole: manly grace. This is the art of carrying your inner strength with humility, charm, and an unwavering courtesy toward others. A man might possess all the other pillars: reverence, discernment, discipline, cleanliness, restraint, but if he is cold, rigid, or arrogant, he misses the final, crucial element of a true gentleman. The gentleman of distinction walks a higher path. He is the strong oak tree that is firm enough to withstand a storm, but flexible enough to bend without breaking. Manly grace manifests in specific, observable behaviors. One of the most prominent markers is steady and respectful eye contact. Another is measured speech. He has mastered the art of listening. Courtesy and polite manners are the bedrock of a graceful demeanor. Holding a door, saying please and thank you. Offering a genuine compliment. He apologizes quickly and sincerely when he's wrong. Consider offering help without seeking praise. He quietly steps in to assist. He doesn't announce it or look for validation. This grace under pressure is a telling sign of a true gentleman. When things go wrong and others panic, he remains calm. His grace is the visible proof of his inner fortress. Like all virtues, manly grace must be cultivated through conscious, daily practice. Commit to small, daily acts of courtesy. Perform 3 small acts of service for others each day that you do not speak about. Focus on physical presence, posture, and tone. Several times a day, check your posture. Stand or sit tall, shoulders back, chest open. Before you speak, take a half second to lower volume and slow your pace. That shift turns a demand into a calm, respectful request and changes the interaction. Each evening, 30 seconds in the mirror. Stand tall, make eye contact, practice a warm, genuine smile. You're rehearsing the demeanor you want. We have now journeyed through the 6 foundational pillars of the unbreakable gentleman: reverence, emotional discernment, private victories, clean living, the art of restraint, and manly grace. These are not just 6 ideas, they are a code for living. The core benefits of this code are profound. The first is an unbreakable steadiness. You become a rock in the storm. The second benefit is trust. Through your restraint, your grace, and your integrity, you become a man who is deeply reliable. The third is a legitimate, unbreakable confidence, born from the quiet knowledge that you have conquered the most difficult opponent of all, yourself. Now for the promised payoff, a unified daily routine that weaves all 6 pillars into a simple, actionable ritual. We challenge you, follow this 10-step ritual for the next 30 days. Your morning ritual: 1. Reverence. Stand by a window for 1 minute. 2. Clean living. Drink a full glass of water. 3. Private victory. Make your bed. 4. Emotional discernment. Sit in silence for 3 minutes. 5. Restraint and grace. Briefly review your day's schedule and mentally rehearse responding to one moment of stress with grace. Your evening ritual. 6. Clean living. Put your phone away 1 hour before bed. 7. Private victory audit. Write down 1 private victory. 8. Emotional review. Reflect on one moment you felt a strong emotion. 9. Grace and reverence. Write down 1 thing you're grateful for. 10. Commitment. Close your journal and silently recommit to walking this path tomorrow. The journey to becoming an unbreakable gentleman is a marathon, not a sprint. The 30-day ritual is your first mile. The power lies in consistency. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do, only what you do. The 6 pillars provide the framework, and the daily ritual provides the practice. Turn your gaze inward. The world has enough men who are shaken. It needs more who are not. Your character is your destiny. Build it with intention, with discipline, with grace. Your inner fortress awaits. Begin now.
Thanks for watching the Gentleman of Distinction channel. Now, it's time to take what you've learned and put it into action. Remember, growth is a journey, and you're one step closer to mastering your masculine frame and unlocking your full potential. If you found value in today's video, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on the next step in your journey. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and as always, keep leveling up.